It's usually due to experience, right? I'll give you an example. If you grow up around a lot of people and a lot of noise, then a lot of noise is normal for you.
Mm,
It's usual. It's customary. It's the way you live your life,
mm,
and so being around a lot of people and a lot of noise doesn't affect the person in a negative way. They like to be in cafes and pubs and bars and busy offices and I don't know,
mm,
festivals, concerts, whatever. But on the other side, that there's people who have either a negative experience of a lot of noise that they've had some bad experience in the past, or they just don't grow up around a lot of other sounds. And
mm,
the weird thing about life is there's always noise, right? There's always noise, no
mm,
matter where you are. And the classic example of that is if you go to a village, right? Sometimes villages are louder than cities, right?
yeah,
Go to a village and try to sleep at, try to sleep. You get woken up at 6 o'clock in the morning by everybody's dog, right? Because the dogs start barking and making
mm,
noises, or the chickens or the hens or the farm animals or whatever
mm,
anybody's got. And so there's always noise. It's interesting how people relate to those kinds of noises and how things uh, um, how things can affect them. Um, and like I said, there's always something, right? And I can uh, I can appreciate that. One thing that bothers me is other people's music,
mm,
right? I don't want to hear other people's music. Now, any other noise I can sort of put up with, cars, building work, um, chickens, I don't know, whatever. The chickens make noises, I don't know, whatever. But but it really annoys me when I have to listen to other people's music. Which usually translates as when it's other people's music, it usually translates as because you can't really
mm,
usually hear anything else except bass and drums um in things. And so that kind of um annoys me a little bit. And maybe sometimes dogs as well get on my nerves a little bit. But it doesn't mean I don't like dogs. It's just like it's it's it's, it's I think it's people's projection of persona. People play music
mm,
loud. They're trying to attract attention to themselves, in my opinion. But everybody's a little bit different. And I was young as well once, and I turned my music up loud, and other people had to listen to it. But I don't think I turned it up quite as loud as um, some other people do. But it's a free planet, and you're allowed to express yourself. So that's kind of okay. Except I do remember in Banska Bystrica um, calling the police once because the neighbors, not in my block of flats, but in the block of flats opposite, were having a party at like
mm,
2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and the music was so loud the entire building was shaking, right?
mm,
And I was in there's a main road, and on the other side I was in a building on the other side of the road, and the music was so loud that it was insanely loud. And I don't understand how nobody in that building had a problem with it. I don't understand, because it was the loudest music I've ever heard played ever, and really the whole building was shaking. And it was like 3 o'clock on a Tuesday morning or something like that, and I was just like, this is insane. This is completely insane. And I don't understand why. There's that Slovak thing where people accept stuff and nobody complains. I'm not quite sure what that there's a Slovak thing where people just go, whatever,
mm,
and nobody worries too much about things. But I I called the police, and the police arrived, and like 2 minutes after the police arrived, the music turned off,
mm.
and that was it. And I was like, okay. that worked. You
mm,
know,
mm,
and but it's better you call the police than you go and try and solve it yourself, right? There's positive reasons why the police exist. You know, it's always better
mm,
you, because if you go and try and solve it yourself, you know, the chances are if it's 3 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday morning and somebody's playing music really loud, the chances are they've taken some kind of drug or they're drunk,
mm,
right? There's a high probability of alcohol or drugs,
okay.
and you can't communicate with people in that state of mind at all. There's no rational communication.
Mm,
So it's not a good idea to get personally involved in those kinds of situations. The best thing to do is to let somebody in authority deal with it because that's what they're paid to do. They're paid to deal with idiots and they're good at it and they have the authority to do that. And we need that from time to time. So
mm,
as much as I have my own conflicts with the authorities, I realize that at times here and there, the authority is quite justified in being the authority, which is kind of cool. So